Happy Front Row Friday. This is Marilyn Sherman coming to you from Las Vegas. Today's message is about perspective. And I know you've heard me talk about shifting your perspective and how important it is. But today's we're coming upon the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. I'm reminded even more of how important it is for us to shift our perspective in order for us to let go of those things that don't serve us. So let me explain what I mean by that. Have you ever had a birthday with a zero behind it and you had some reflection about where your life is versus where you thought your life would be when you reached that age? Well, I had one of those moments when I was flying from Las Vegas to Atlanta to speak for a client, and they were picking me up at the airport to take me to dinner. And so I made a rookie travel mistake and I wore my cute shoes instead of my travel shoes. Well, I had a layover at DFW. So when I arrived in Dallas and I'm walking to the connecting gate, I realized I forgot my book on the plane and I was reading a really good book on negotiating skills. So I ran back to the first gate and the gate agent was very nice. She went back on board. She got my book. So now I'm going all the way to the connecting gate and my feet are so tired. I'm starting to have a little bit of frustration, a little bit of anger. And then I get to the new gate and I realized I just forgot my purse back at the first gate. So now I had to go running all the way back again to that first gate. And there was my purse. So I was surrounded by angels because now I have my purse and my book and I go all the way back to the gate. My feet are done at this point. So I stop at one of those convenience stores and I buy some fuzzy socks and I make it to the connecting gate and I sit down and I'm really frustrated now because my feet hurt and I'm angry. And it was right around my birthday with a zero behind it. And I started to horribilize. I know I made that word up, but I started to think of all the things that were going wrong and started to have a pity party. And like any good party, I started to invite guests. So first, obviously, self-pity, then anger and frustration and aggravation, and then maybe a little bit of Ben and Jerry and perhaps a little bit of Jack. But then something happened which shifted my perspective from that day forward. What I noticed was there were 2 gates worth of passengers all standing up in silence, looking out the window. And I thought, this is a strange scene that I had never seen before. So I got out of my comfort zone and I approached a stranger. I said, "Excuse me, what's everybody doing?" And he pointed out the window and this is what I saw. It was an American Airlines flight with a group of grounds crew waiting for the luggage cart that is draped with an American flag because there was a fallen soldier that was being loaded on to this plane. Now, in an instant, I got grateful. I got grateful for a couple of reasons. Number one, I was so grateful that American Airlines, the grounds crew, and all these passengers were showing such reverence for this fallen soldier. And secondly, and more importantly, I got really grateful for the men and women who serve in the armed forces to sacrifice their life sometimes for the freedom of my country. And as I'm basking in this gratitude, I thought, who am I to complain about something as petty as my feet hurting because I'm traveling with the wrong shoes? And who am I to complain that I'm not where I thought I would be in this state of my life when I'm literally witnessing someone's final flight home? And as I'm basking in this gratitude, I soon realized that I no longer had pain in my feet or anywhere. And then it hit me. You can't walk in gratitude and sit in self-pity at the same time. Now, what I love about this quote is that you can replace self-pity with anything that does not serve you. So if you're feeling angry, or if you're feeling frustrated, or if you're feeling jealousy or resentment, or anything at all that doesn't serve you, find a way to get into gratitude. And when you get grateful about your situation, when you start to ask questions like, well, what could I be grateful for? You will find things that, in fact, you can be grateful for. So the next time you find yourself walking in self-pity, stop and shift your perspective and look around, especially as we are coming up on the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. Just take a moment, take a beat, and appreciate the men and women who we would call heroes in our world, who sacrifice their life for our safety and our freedom. Take a minute and appreciate that. And then shift your perspective about where you are in your life today. And my guess is if you were to make a list of all the things that are going right in your life, I think that would shift your perspective quite nicely, even without Ben or Jerry or Jack. So on this Front Row Friday, I hope you have some positive reflection and make it a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.